Hello Kscope18. This is my first ever Kscope interview in the social media lounge, and I have the honor here of having Mark Durran, one of the BI product managers of Oracle DB. Welcome, Mark.
Hi, thanks for having me.
All right, so I have a few questions for you. Why don't you first...
Go easy.
Okay. First of all, how about you introduce yourself even in more detail, where you're located, what is your product focus?
Yeah, sure, happy to. So I work on the analytics product management team, and I'm based in the UK.
In the UK, all right. So that must have been a flight here.
It was, and actually going through immigration took quite a long time as well. So glad to finally get here.
Glad to have you here.
Yes.
All right. So let's start with some of the basic questions, or one of the most common questions that users have for Oracle DB in particular.
Yeah.
What is the difference between Oracle DB, BIX, and DB in the cloud?
Okay. So a lot of that is to do with the evolution of our cloud product. So we started off with the BI cloud service, which was known as BIX. I mean, today our main product offering in the cloud is Oracle Analytics Cloud. Going back to the, you mentioned DV or DV, the data visualization, cloud service, DVCS. So that was a lightweight offering, and then the BIX allowed you to do more of a data modeling aspect, so you had the metadata layer. Now we sort of simplified all that, and Oracle Analytics Cloud comes in different editions. So we have the sort of standard edition and the enterprise edition, and that sort of roughly maps to those, like the lightweight version of DVCS and BICS. So that's it's to do with the sort of timeline of how the product's evolved over time.
Okay. So currently the product is focused mostly on functional users, technical users. It's not just focused on technical users, right?
So we try to appeal to all types of users who want to get insight from their data. And now typically that has traditionally been through, most of your end users would be dashboard users. So they would be consuming information. You would then have developers who would build those dashboards in the metadata layer. But then the way that the market has evolved over the last 6 years or so is that end users have become a lot more independent. So they've wanted to bring in data from, say, a spreadsheet that they've got on their system, or they want to do mashups of data and integrate their own data with data that's coming from a sort of a curated system. So that's where we started implementing the DV products. So that gives the business user a lot more control over the data that they can bring in, and it then provides them more sort of a very visual environment for them to do that analysis. So we try and we have an offering that appeals to both types of users.
All right, I see. So my next question is there you offer Oracle DB as part of OAC. Is there an offering that just encompasses Oracle DB as a standalone data visualization tool, just like a Tableau, a Spotfire?
Yes, so we have a desktop product, data visualization desktop, and that is, you can download it from OTN, and that gives the end user a very sort of self-contained tool that they can do those DV type operations, highly visual analytics, bring in data from many different data sources. So that would be something for people to get started. If people are looking at this for the first time and saying, what's Oracle got in the field of analytics? I would suggest go to OTN, do a search Oracle DV Desktop. That'll take you where you can download it for Windows and Mac. We also support Mac High Sierra now, if you wanted to sort of check that. And then that will hopefully lead them into a cloud implementation.
Okay, so Oracle DB is not really a product that you can license and customers can buy. It's just they can try it out, and then hopefully they can be convinced and try OAC.
So we had a licensing option, which was the data visualization option. So for example, with the on-premises product, we also have the DV option with the on-prem software. That was an additional license to the existing on-prem software. And of course in the cloud it's kind of different because you've got like a cloud licensing model.
Okay, sounds good. So, how did the clients and also those who just tried it out, how did they feel about the Oracle DB version 4? Because I know I tried it out compared to version 3, it's much better. And from what Gabby told me, version 6 and 7 would be the ideal.
Yeah. Well, we're always trying to improve the products, and one of the key, I guess there was a lot of capabilities that were implemented in 4. Some of the sort of data flow enhancements, things like machine learning, as well as, we're always trying to improve the UI and make it easier for our end users to get used to the product and to navigate their way around the product. Some of the things that I'm kind of quite interested in sort of talking about are like the data storytelling aspects of it. So taking your, as you go through an analysis, you get certain insights and you can save those or annotate them to say, well, this is what we found. And then if I was, say, wanting to then present it to you later on, I could then use the tool itself to build up that story, and then I could just present it directly from the tool. So I wouldn't need to export it into another tool. I can do it all from within the DB
And we had a great demo of the same feature by Gabby.
Right, absolutely, at the symposium.
Opening session, symposium.
Yeah.
It was really great the way he presented it. It was just like PowerPoint. You could go from one visualization story to another one.
So I've seen presentations where people have actually done a whole webcast just using Oracle DB.
Yeah.
And in fact, I've co-presented at this conference a few times with Stuart Bryson from Red Pill, and they've essentially presented that story on UFO analysis using DB. So it's a great tool for that.
Actually, it's kind of personal for me because last year at Kscope I was attended a session about BICS or BICS, and I went to my GE workplace and did some analysis on DRM data, which is really master data.
Okay.
You would think you really don't want to do analysis on master data, who does that?
Right.
But I used Oracle DB, and the different visualizations that it had, the capabilities, I was impressed.
Oh, cool. Good. Excellent. Yeah.
All right, so next question, or the next statement really. So I was looking through the Oracle DB website and the library that they have, and you guys have quite some really nice examples of, let's say, the machine learning algorithms that are used in Oracle DB, like the heart disease prediction. Gabby went through the attrition rate prediction. You have some like soccer stats.
Yes.
I also tried you have some plugins as well, the force directed draft plugin.
Yes.
That is really helpful to visualize hierarchies. I use it in DRM as well.
Yeah, I mean, one of the key benefits of the tool really is that it offers a lot, but you may have a very specific use case that we don't do out of the box, and you can create a custom plugin to enable you to do that type of visualization. And we have some partners that have created these types of plugins, and we provide a way for them to publish those plugins on the Oracle.com website.
Yeah.
And what you're referring to is, I think we now call it the analytics library.
Yeah.
So again, if you're listening and you want to look this up, if you Google Oracle DB Analytics Library, that will take you to this library that Neviana is talking about, and then that will give you the ability to download, as you say, loads of different examples. And it's actually a really great resource for getting up to speed with the machine learning aspects. So it offers a sample project that you can download, and then there'll also be a link to YouTube where you can then view a sort of tutorial video which will help you get up to speed on that. So yeah, it's a great learning resource.
Yeah, and also you can access it directly from the Oracle DB application.
Right, yeah, absolutely, yeah, from the homepage.
Yes, from the homepage when you're just about to create new projects and you're not very familiar with it.
Yes.
All right, so another question, and maybe a visualization kind of an application, but a different one.
Yeah.
It's been 1 year since the launch of the DB mobile apps, right? Day by day and Synopsis.
Yes.
How do you think what has been the user adoption? Because the feedback I'm hearing, it's always great.
Yeah. So you're referring to our mobile apps, and we have 2 mobile applications. Start off with Synopsis, so it's available for both Android and iOS, and that is really aimed at helping you get somebody sends you a spreadsheet and says, I need to get a summary of this information by tomorrow, or even sooner than that. It's very difficult to work with a spreadsheet on that form factor. So you're always zooming in and out, and it's very difficult to try and make sense of it. So Synopsis is a free mobile app which will ingest that spreadsheet, and it will give you a summary of what that data is telling you. And then you can actually customize that as needed and do visual analysis directly on that mobile app. And then the second mobile app that we have is called Day by Day. And that's really about integrating with how the user of the app, runs their life. So it kind of gets to know, the types of analysis that you are doing. You can query by using the voice facilities of the phone. So you can talk to the system and it will build queries based on, parsing what you're asking it. And then again, you can interact with it. You can get it to return that data either based on a schedule or based on a location. So, whenever I come and visit you in your office, return the latest data related to our account. So, kind of very, as you say, easy to use tools, very interactive, and very, very popular.
So it's like allowing end users, not high-level CIOs, to actually visualize their data and tell a story right away.
No, absolutely. We all use our phones all the time, so and we all want to be able to do those kind of business tasks on our phone, and these mobile apps, let you do that.
All right, so I think my last question for you, and I guess the one that people will find more interesting and they will expect more on the product, is where do you see the machine learning capabilities look like as a process in the future? So
we talk about autonomous, and that can mean a couple of things. From let's say a life cycle perspective, we're trying to make it easier for customers to sort of manage the system. We'll take care of a lot of the sort of back-end type procedures for you. But specifically from an analytics perspective, I think what we'll see is that the tool will actually start to give you a description of what the data is telling you. So if you've got a city column and we can detect that city, you may want like the latitude, longitude, so you can visualize that on a graph visualization. Or if you've got data that we recognize as being, security or credit card details or phone numbers, then you may want to obfuscate that so that you're not bringing, secure information into an environment where it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
So that is something which is extremely valuable.
Would it be nice maybe if you have a country and then the currency, it can give you a country and a date in one of the data sets, it can give you the currency per that date?
Oh yeah, and I'm sure it will do that, or at least allow you to set that up.
So there are various options that you can develop, and I'm sure many new features coming in the next releases.
Yep, no, absolutely.
So we are excited to see what's coming next. Thank you for this interview and all the information you shared with us.
No problem.
And
thanks for having me.
You have a great Kscope in the following days. Goodbye. Sure.